Hi, Russell Cummings. Welcome to this video on developing your annual operating plan. So the annual operating plan, or AOP, is a simple planning tool that allows us to cascade our strategic plan, we'll talk about this in a second, back to what are we going to do in the next year. And here's some step-by-step instructions to work you through the process. Now, you can either complete it by using our template. So there's an editable PDF template, which is an annual operating plan template that you can type directly into, or you can use the Google Doc template that we would have sent you as a client. So if you're a client of ours, you'll have access to Google Docs and a full template system there, and we can build that for you. Otherwise, you're more than likely got access just to the editable PDF. Each of them work well. So my suggestion is that you work through the video. There'll be times when I suggest that you pause the video and go and complete the component in the plan. You might want to watch the video all the way through first up, and then come back and then press pause to stop the video, complete the exercise, and then move on. All right, so let's get started. So one of the assumptions we're making is that you understand the planning horizons, and so the basic horizons are we can have a vision or something which can be like 10 years, but then we really get into the meat of things, and we have a strategic plan which will go for that 3 to 5 years. We then cascade that back down and say, if that's where we want to be in 3 to 5 years, what do we have to do in the next year? Doesn't mean we have to do all the things in the strategic plan, but what do we need to do in the next year if we're going to move ourselves towards our strategic plan goals and targets? And then I'm going to encourage you to then break your annual operating plan down into 90 days. So into 90-day, 4 90-day plans where you go, okay, if this is what we want to achieve in the next year, then what do we have to do in the first 90 days, the second 90 days, etc. And we do those 90 days at a time. All right, but today we're going to concentrate on the annual operating plan, and the annual operating plan looks a bit like this. So it's a simple template that is built around, 3 key areas. Where are we now? Where do we want to be? And then how are we going to get there? Which is the basis of all good planning and problem-solving techniques. So the plan is laid out like this. So we've got our now and our where up in the top here. Just a quick summary of what those are. I'll step you through them in a bit more detail. Then we move on to our big rocks, which we're really starting to talk about the how. So how are we going to get things done? And then the more detailed strategies and actions, the real detail of the how, comes down here in this part of the plan. And all you'll do is simply copy your big rocks, the titles from here down into here, right? So that then we've got something that moves right across. So how do we then do this? So first up, load up your Google template or your editable PDF and get ready. So step one is to summarize the now and the where quickly. So we don't have a lot of space on this plan because we're assuming that you've done a lot of the where stuff, the big picture where stuff is in your strategic plan, and all we want to identify in the now is some key issues and then some elements, I guess, around the where. So think about future revenue, maybe profit, maybe market share, growth in customer numbers, growth in the team, development of the team, some of those sort of bigger picture where things you might want to put in there, but things that you want to deliver on in the next 12 months. That's really important. All right, so I want you to just take a couple of minutes to fill those out now. Okay, so when you're ready, simply pause the video, complete the exercise, and press play to start again, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Cheers. Welcome back. Step 2 is to think about your big rocks. Now, a big rock is a short-term strategic imperative that is large in scope. All right, and you might think about the following categories as a guide. So it could be around marketing and sales. It could be around processes and systems. It could be around people. It could be around technology. It could be finance. But we don't need to have 4 or 5 big rocks. We just need to have somewhere between 2 and 4. All right. And so it's something that's large in scope, right? For example, upgrade my website is not a big rock, right? Grow my client base is a big rock that upgrade my website could be a subset of, right? And then remember that under each big rock, we'll put some strategies, and under each strategy will be some action. So you get plenty of time to get into the detail. So at this particular time, I want you to stay big picture and don't get lost in the detail. So keep it really big. You want the big rocks to be big rocks. And it comes from Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, where he talks about if you want to put rocks, gravel, sand, and water into a container, you have to put the big rocks in first, otherwise everything else won't fit. All right, so this is about focusing on the big rocks, the things that we must do. All right, so the big rocks, once you've got a title for your big rock, then add a description and some key measures. So a description is just being really clear on what the big rock means for you. So the big rock could be grow our client base. The description needs to be something about increase the number of clients in order to improve our profitability is the description. And then the key measure could be sign up 36 new clients by December. That's a key measure that's relative to that big rock. Now, just remember there'll be some things that you'll find it difficult to come up with a measure for. That's okay. Okay? So, take the time now to build some big rocks. Okay, so when you're ready, simply pause the video, complete the exercise, and press play to start again. And we'll see you in a few minutes. Cheers. Welcome back. So, now you've got your big rocks, it's time to develop 2 to 4 strategies that will help you to deliver the big rock. So ask the question, what must I do to deliver on this big rock? And come up with some strategies that will help you to do that, right? So for argument's sake, if our strategy was grow our client base, some of our strategies could be improve our outbound marketing, upgrade our website, develop a better sales process, that style of thing, right? And then under each of those, you'll build some actions, but we'll get to the actions in a minute. But get the strategies mapped out first so you're really clear what they are. And I guess the nomenclature, is that the right word, that I use for getting the strategies is strategy, big rock number 1, the strategies will be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. For Big Rock 2, the strategies will be numbered 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, all right? So we can get some linkages between big rocks and strategies. All right, so now you've got your big rocks, go and build some strategies. Okay, so when you're ready, simply pause the video, complete the exercise, and press play to start again. And we'll see you in a few minutes. Cheers. Okay, and the final step in building this annual operating plan is to create some action plans. So under each strategy, what are the 2 or 3 things you must do to deliver the strategy? All right, so these are the detailed actions. So, for argument's sake, the example we've been using, the strategy could be upgrade our website, and the one of the action could be there. So action, whatever it was, 1.1.1 could be, because you can continue the numbering system, could be engage a web consultant to help us build our new website. Okay, and then define who's going to be responsible for getting it done. So that's not necessarily the whole team; it's the one person whose butt you're going to kick if it doesn't get done. All right, and use that figuratively, but it's that person who's going to take responsibility for ensuring the task gets done. Doesn't mean they have to do it. They're just going to take responsibility for seeing that it gets done. All right. A realistic time frame. Make sure you set a realistic time frame for this, because we don't have to do it all in the first 2 months. Some of this stuff, if it's an annual plan, you're going to do in the last month of the year, right? And you'll get it done. So set a realistic time frame given everything else you're going on about when you're going to get it done. Make a note of any additional resources that this particular strategy may require. So that could be equipment, plant, technology, something else. It could be additional people to what you've already got, or it could be a capital requirement that you might need to fund all that stuff. All right. The reason for that is often we come up with great strategies, and then when we go to execute them, we realize we haven't thought about the resources we need to make it happen. All right. Now, for some strategies, you won't need any additional resources, and you can leave that blank. Okay. So take the time now, just map out your action plans, and then just sit back and reflect and make sure it all makes sense. Okay, so when you're ready, simply pause the video, complete the exercise and press play to start again. And we'll see you in a few minutes. Cheers. Okay, so the final step in our annual operating plan, it's harder to say than it looks, is for you to just sit back and take the time to stop, prop, and reflect. All right, so I want you to just have a look back over what you've done with your plan. Does it make sense? Is it something that you can commit to and you want to be a part of moving forward? If that's the case, then we're all good to go. And then it's a matter then of, I guess, taking the plan and we work on implementation. The next step for me then is for you to break this down into a 90-day plan. And of course, we've got a process and a template to help you do that. Of course, if you need any help at any time, please contact me and let me know. More than happy to help you out and make this thing work for you. All right. Hope you found that useful. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.